We all know the Griffin family is completely dysfunctional, but when you look closely at the sibling dynamic between Chris and Meg, things cross the line into completely wild and sus territory.
Hey Chris, you want to practice kissing again?
Today we are breaking down Chris and Meg worst siblings moments in Family Guy. Let's start the show. Starting off with Season 7, Episode 13, Steroids. What happens when the school's biggest loser gets a taste of the popular life? He immediately turns his back on his own flesh and blood. In this episode, Chris gets a massive high school makeover, but he lets the fame go straight to his head, treating Meg even worse than the school bullies do. The wildly sus storyline kicks off at school when Chris and Meg cross paths with the most popular girl at James Woods High, Connie D'Amico. Meg desperately tries to buddy up to Connie by gifting her a High School Musical soundtrack CD, but Connie shoots her down before her boyfriend adds insult to injury by passing gas right at Meg, sending her running off in tears.
On us, because we're smelling it.
Yeah!
Sweet!
After dumping her boyfriend, Connie decides she needs a real challenge and sets her sights on Chris.
And Chris Griffin?
Oh my god, I could smell him from here. He's perfect.
God, you're right. He smells like Fred Flintstone's ass.
Deciding to give him a full makeover to turn a total loser into a popular guy. She casually walks up to Chris and asks him out on a Saturday night date, leaving him and everyone else completely dumbfounded.
Hair's all combed. Here, let me fix that. All right, good. Now let's give you a pencil-thin douchebag beard.
Connie's experiment works perfectly, and Chris goes through a massive transformation. With a cool new style, Chris is suddenly being praised by the jocks and embraced by the popular crowd.
Wow, you did it, Connie. Chris Griffin is popular. So you're gonna dump him now?
No, Gina, I'm not. He's not like the other guys. I actually really like him.
But the newfound fame instantly corrupts him. When Chris hosts a massive party right at the Griffin house,
Man, our boy Chris partying with the cool kids. I am a very proud dad right now.
Meg is excited to finally hang out with the cool kids, but Chris coldly informs his sister that she isn't invited. He bluntly tells her she isn't cool kid material, leaving a heartbroken Meg to spend the night crying in her bedroom.
I'm sure deep down he still loves his big sister.
I hate my school. I hate everyone. I hate my life.
While Lois tries to comfort her with a bottle of Ambien. Meanwhile, downstairs, Chris crosses the ultimate loyalty boundary by completely ditching Connie to make out with two other girls at the same time.
Come on, girls, let's go upstairs and make out.
Oh no, Connie's been hurt. I guess I should lie on top of her to keep her warm.
The next day, Chris is actually praised by the jocks for his ruthless move, leaving a rejected Connie with no choice but to seek help from the bottom of the social ladder, Meg. At first, Meg is completely unwilling to help the girl who tormented her, bluntly telling Connie to go kick rocks.
This is from when you called me sticky cow in 6th grade. You want my help? You can go yourself.
However, Chris suddenly seals his own fate by randomly throwing a javelin that hits Meg right in the shoulder, instantly changing her mind and making her agree to take him down.
Is everything set, Meg?
Once Chris gets up there, my friend in the AV department will take care of everything.
Teaming up, Meg and Connie enact the ultimate revenge by publicly broadcasting a deeply disturbing private home video of Chris doing his best Buffalo Bill dance in his bedroom to the entire school.
Would you me? I'd me. I'd me so hard.
Exposing his weirdest, most sus secrets successfully destroys Chris's new reputation, proving that you should never betray your sister when she knows exactly what you do behind closed doors.
Chris Griffin's a freak!
What a loser!
Oh, come on, it's me, Griffin.
You don't get to talk like that anymore.
Next up is Season 9, Episode 13, Trading Places. When siblings team up to do something they aren't supposed to, it usually ends in total disaster. But Chris and Meg's joyride leads to a massive family role swap that almost costs Chris his life. In this episode, the two teens completely destroy Peter's new vehicle, sparking a massive argument that ends with the kids taking over the household. The chaotic storyline kicks off when Chris and Meg decide to take a peek at Peter's latest 24-hour obsession, a brand new dirt bike.
Come on, Meg. We can be like Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda in Easy Rider. Just get on.
Chris wants to take the bike out for a joyride, and while Meg tries to talk some sense into him, she eventually caves to the peer pressure and hops on the back. Feeling the absolute need for speed, Chris decides to try a dangerous stunt by jumping over a fire hydrant. But being the less than stellar athlete that he is, Chris fails miserably and completely wastes Peter's dirt bike.
Chris, you idiot! Look at what you did!
You mean look what two black teenagers did when they stole Dad's bike?
When they get back home, the two teens are rightfully chewed out by their parents. Proving that sibling loyalty only goes so far, Meg immediately confesses to her parents that the whole thing was entirely Chris's idea. Peter decides to enact his own misguided punishment by forcing Chris to smoke a whole carton of cigarettes.
Peter, that's not what this is about.
See how you like 'em. Here, I'll even get you started.
Dad, I don't smoke.
But Lois steps in and calls the kids out on their privilege, explaining they have no idea how hard it is to be a parent. When Chris pushes back and claims adults have it easy because they make the rules, Lois proposes a wild experiment. The parents and kids will trade places for an entire week to see who actually has it the hardest.
That's a great idea, Lois. Crisscross.
Yes, that is a crisscross.
Yes.
So we got a deal?
Yeah, we got a deal.
The gang tries it out the very next day, and surprisingly, the siblings absolutely crush it. Meg takes over as the housewife and prepares a massive, full-course meal with dessert, bluntly questioning why it usually takes Lois all day just to clean the house.
Hey, Mom, do you mind if I go shopping with Jennifer after school?
No, Peter, no, you're still you. You're just a teenager. You're not switching genders.
Meanwhile, Chris takes over for Peter at the brewery and does such a great job that he heavily impresses Peter's boss, Angela.
I was kind of skeptical, but you're actually doing good work.
The sibling duo is winning the bet, so Peter and Lois desperately try to call off the experiment.
Your father and I have something to say.
Kids, we're calling off the experiment early.
What? Why?
However, Chris drops a massive bombshell. Because he was doing such a stellar job, Angela officially fired Peter and hired Chris in his place, making him the sole breadwinner of the house. Left with no other choice, the family lets Chris continue working to pay the bills.
Well, Lois, practically speaking, somebody's got to pay the bills around here. Seems like you don't have a choice but to let Chris work at the brewery until Peter finds a new job.
But the heavy workload quickly begins to stress the teenager out. The pressure causes Chris to come home drunk, tearing into his parents, and going on a massive tirade about their piling financial issues.
What? What are you looking at? I can fight you both. You don't know what I go through every day.
Trying to be helpful, Meg suggests they just walk next door and borrow some money from Quagmire.
Maybe we could ask to borrow some from Mr. Quagmire.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Like to see me walk next door, hat in hand, and ask him for money.
This completely sets Chris off, disgusted by the idea of asking his neighbor for cash. While dragging Meg across the yard to go talk to Quagmire, the intense stress finally reaches a boiling point, and Chris suffers a massive heart attack, collapsing right on the front lawn. Thankfully, Chris makes a full recovery, but the terrifying ordeal forces both siblings to admit that adult life is way harder than they ever thought.
No matter who you are or where you come from, life is a terrible thing.
But if you got your family to help you get through it, it's not quite as bad.
Next up is Season 15, Episode 16, Saturated Fat Guy. When it comes to looking out for your siblings, sometimes you have to put your own physical safety on the line to prove you care. In this episode, Chris becomes incredibly concerned about Meg's dangerous new hobby, leading to a surprisingly wholesome, self-sacrificing moment on the roller derby rink. The wildly chaotic storyline kicks off at the local skating rink, where Meg's very particular physical frame finally finds a place to shine. A roller derby coach approaches her, noting that her ankles, calves, and thighs are all the exact same thickness, and invites her to try out for the team.
Do it, Meg.
Yeah, Meg, you should totally do it.
Meg's talking to a boy! Okay, sure.
Meg happily agrees, and Chris even tags along to support her at the tryouts. Of course, Chris brings his camera along to act as a shutterbug, taking some highly questionable photos that completely max out his memory card. But hey, at least he's there supporting his sister.
Bend down and touch your toes.
Memory card full? Come on!
When the first game of the season rolls around, Meg immediately adapts to the intense brutality of the sport. She proves to be an absolute natural, finding it to be the perfect physical outlet to channel years of pent-up family rage. Chris even helps her train back at the house by swinging a heavy lamp at her to test her reflexes, but seeing the sheer violence of the sport starts to make him genuinely worried.
Yeah, I'm fine. This roller derby's really toughened me up. I gotta say, I've never felt better.
Really?
As a surprisingly caring brother, Chris urges her to quit before she takes a bad hit and suffers permanent damage. Meg refuses to step down, proudly stating that it's the first thing she's ever really been good at.
It's the first thing I'm really good at. Plus, I love making other women bleed.
However, Chris's worst fears almost come true during her next big game. Meg takes a massive fall on the track and is seconds away from being completely trampled by a speeding horde of opposing skaters. Seeing his sister in danger, Chris throws caution to the wind and bravely dives right onto the active rink, using his own body as a human shield to absorb the successive blows and save her.
Chris, are you okay?
I don't think so. I'm hurt pretty bad. Like that time I was running with scissors.
Battered, bruised, and clearly not built for the roller derby life, Chris gets absolutely wrecked. Meg apologizes for getting him hurt, but Chris uses his injuries to deliver a surprisingly sweet message. He admits that he got hurt because he doesn't belong out there, but he fully believes that Meg does. He encourages her to keep skating because she found her true calling, proving that underneath all their weird and chaotic sibling rivalry, they really do have each other's backs.
With the spirit in her heart renewed, Meg returned to the roller derby arena. I think she did all right, but no one will know for sure.